Hey, what's going on YouTube? Falsa here, and today we're discussing the new Warpet, the Barbed Manticore. And hey, I just caught one, the first one I ever caught. Not too shabby, huh? We got a 1-star talent skill. We even got a 1-star tooth and claw, which might make the final cut. Not so bad. Obviously, this is I haven't regenerated this one at all. This just is how I caught it. Not quite its final form. Okay, so what does this guy do? Well, its talent skill does a couple things. First, obviously does damage, and then it inflicts a defense break, minus 5% for 3 seconds. Now, incidentally, it's got the same damage factor, 36, obviously at the 1-star level. That's the same damage factor as the Snow Peak, the Shadow Manticore, the Night Rock, all the, the archer pets there. All right, and as you upgrade the talent stars, the damage factor goes up, but the defense break stays the same. Okay. So the second part here, this is the confusing part. And let's break this down just one part at a time here, because it's really two different things, right? So the first thing it does, every time your hero does innate skill damage, the Barbed Manticore is going to look at your target and say, hey, does my target already have a defense break on it? And if it does, I'm going to gain a stack of Thorned Mark. So what is Thorned Mark? Thorned Mark is an internal buff that the pet has, and it increases the damage it does when it does its range skill. You can have a max of 5 stacks, and you can see it's a percentage boost, and this percentage goes up as you skill up the talent skill. Okay, so you get a stack of Thorn Mark every time you do hero innate skill damage. You might ask, what is hero innate skill damage? It's any damage your hero does from their 5 fixed skill talents, right? That every hero starts with, or at least you always have it when you unlock it. Hero innate skill damage does not include your talents, it does not include your artifacts or your pet damage. It's only your 5 skills. Okay, so anytime you do hero innate skill damage, at any time, the pet checks to see if your target has a defense break on it, and if so, it gets a stack of Thorn Mark and get a max of 5 stacks, and it clears them every time it does its rage skill. Now it has a second part of the skill, which basically says, whenever the existing defense break on it is stronger than the negative 5%, you also get 50 rage. This second part only occurs when your pet does its rage skill, right? So you're going along, you're fighting in battle. Anytime your hero does innate skill damage, the pet looks at the target, says, hey, did it already have defense break on it? If so, I'm going to get a stack of Thorn Mark. And then once your pet's turn to do its rage skill, it's going to try and do the defense break. But if it fails to do the defense break because there's already a stronger defense break on the target, then your pet's just going to give you a quick 50 rage. So let's check out the pet's unique skills before we go any further. Right, we have Advanced Puncture. This does a straight talent skill on the pet, does more damage, right? And this is your Amber skill. The other thing we got is Intense Puncture. This scales up the Thorned Mark percentage boost, and this is the one you buy from the pet store. So who's good with this guy? Well, we want heroes that inflict defense break first, and second, we want heroes that do repeated innate skill damage. Unsurprisingly, this pet synergizes amazingly well with Sybil, who not only keeps a 10% defense break on the target, basically the entire fight, right? It takes her a few seconds to get this up, but once she has it up, she's going to have it up mostly the entire fight. Sybil also her first skill does 3 successive skill shot damages. Each of those count as innate skill damage, so she gets 3 there. Let's say you have her paired with Fulgrim, that's 4 charges every time through the rage cycle. Sybil and Fulgrim, obvious choice for this pet. Anyone else good with it? Yeah, Awakened Nico seems amazing. Now, my Nico's not awakened yet, sadly. But if you look at his awakening skill, every time he launches a normal attack on a target that already has defense break, he has an 80% chance to do 200 damage factor, all right? That's innate skill damage. So assuming you've got defense break on the target, Nico's got an 80% chance to do innate skill damage every normal attack. So this is an amazing synergy with this pet, provided you have defense break on the target, right? Now Nico does defense break, but it's only for 3 seconds. So you want more uptime than 3 seconds every rage cycle. Kanara, right, the obvious pairing, Kanara's awakened skill gives her a 20% chance every normal attack to inflict defense break, so you can get a lot of uptime there. Kanara also has something in her control tree which will give her even more defense break, right? So Kanara and Nico, great synergy with this pet, right? Now, if you have them way back from Season 1, you probably built them out with a Snow Peak rock. I think this pet, the Barbed Manticore, when it's fully, when it's fully formed, is going to be better for Kanara and Nico than your Snow Peak rock. All right, anyone other than Nico and Kanara, and of course Sybil and Fulgrim that this pet would be good with. Yeah, let's take a look at good old Guanwin. All right, Guanwin's rage skill, it's kind of similar, right? It hits 3 times, and each of those 3 times is innate skill damage. So that's 3 innate skill damage triggers for Guanwin. The other thing is her awaken skill, 50% chance every normal attack to inflict a poison debuff. So Guanwin's got a lot of innate skill damage. Now, what do you need in addition to innate skill damage? You need that defense break. Guanwin does no defense break. So if Guanwin has the one half of this, but she doesn't have the other half, you'd have to pair her with somebody that put the defense break on the target. So how should you build this guy out? Well, the talent skill sure seems like it's going to be broken strong. So at first pass, I think you add all 3 unique talents, right? Obviously, you've got the talent skill, advanced puncture, that's great. Intense puncture seems even better. I think you for sure go in on the crit damage package. Look, Chain Strike is just too good to pass up on this archer pet. So the last question comes down to either Tooth and Claw or Intense Chain Strike. We'll need more testing. I came pre-built with a 1-star Tooth and Claw, so I'm pulling for that. But my intuition is that Intense Chain Strike is probably going to be better. All right, that's the new pet. It seems super strong. Obviously, it's amazing for Fulgrim and Sybil. I think it's going to be real good for Nico Kanara, and maybe some uses for even some other heroes as well. Hey, that's it, and thank you to everyone for stopping by. If you enjoyed this content or found it helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, you can send me your war pets if you'd like me to take a look or review them, and I will be featuring the strongest war pets in the game right here on this channel. Look for more details in the description below, and until next time, stay classy, Belleron.